This is Eric over at Taigen Tanks, and this is an introduction video to Taigen Tanks. So if you're new to the tanks and you have no clue or just have questions, this is the video you're going to watch. So this is one of our most popular tanks. This is the Tiger 1, and it is the metal version. So let's just go ahead and open this guy up here. Okay, now guys, make sure you don't get rid of these boxes. They make for good carrying cases for these guys as well. You will get your manual, instructions, and such. Set that aside here. Now you will also get an accessory pack here, and this will come with scale accessories as... Open it up and show you guys. So each tank is going to be different. So going to come with different stuff. This one's going to come with, metal pail, machine gun, get a bottle of smoke fluid, some tow cables, more accessories, fenders, some track links. Now since this one is also the airsoft version, you will also get a little starter set of BBs. I believe there's 100 in there. And they are 6 millimeters, and they are 0.12 gram airsofts. So make sure you get those 0.12s. The 0.2s are not going to travel as far. So now we have the tank in here. Okay. So we've got our remote control here. I'm going to pull this guy out. We've got your nickel metal hydride. This is a 2000 milliamp. Depending on the model, you'll either get a 1700 or a 2000. And then you've got your AC adapter here. This is to charge your battery. And then, of course, our big old tank. So let's go ahead and pull this guy out. Now, be careful when you lift these tanks out of the box. If you grab onto the rear, there's actually a jack on the Tiger 1 that you can rip off on your first try here if you're not familiar with the tanks and the packaging. So, let's go ahead and move the camera here so we get a little bit better view. Okay, so what I was talking about here was actually this little piece. That's the jack on the back. So make sure when you're picking up the tank that you actually pick it up right here in the middle from the bottom. So you're going to want to lift like that out of the packaging. Okay, so you'll lift like this. Okay, you'll also want to lift underneath the front of the tank here. This is a heavy tank. This guy is not something you want to drop on yourself here. So after you've received your tank, you can go ahead and open it up and look and see. The airsoft guys will also come with safety switches here. Just so you guys know, if you start your tank up and everything works except for your firing, most likely because your safety switch is off. So if you turn that off, the whole tank will work correctly. You'll have all the functions of everything. The elevation, turning, recoil, everything. Well, you won't get recoil because it won't fire. But you'll get smoke. I mean, everything on the tank will function except for the firing. So that's something that you can turn the safety on and keep it around the house, and you don't have to worry about your kids misfiring, hitting the cats or dogs or whatever you have inside. And then when you want to go play, you can turn it back on and go outside and you're good to go. To load your airsoft BBs, since this is an airsoft model, you'll just pour them right in here. They'll auto feed in there. It'll hold about 30 at a time or so. Okay, now to open this specific model, there is a latch right here on the rear. So we'll open that with our thumb here, and the whole top lid will pop off. Now, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect these two wires here so that we can have a little bit better view on the inside of the tank. Now, here is the top hole. So what we're looking at, this is the only loose wire that's going to be hanging from the top hole. This is your recoil wire. I'll go into detail where this goes here in just a minute. And the other wire that I hooked is the top hole connector. So this right here controls all of the left and right functions, the headlights, stuff like that. So now, let's go back to the lower hole. This is where all the action happens here. So in each one of your tanks, you're always going to have, in the Taigen ones, a metal gearbox, okay, dual motors. This one is a high-low motor configuration. We also have mid-lows and low-lows. But that's just mainly, it's just the way that the motors and the gearboxes fit on the inside of the tank. It has nothing to do with any kind of torque values and such. Also, we have our motherboard speed controller unit right here. This controls all functions of the tank, and its matching transmitter here. Now, this controller, or this joystick over here, will control all of the driving functions, tracks, and such. And the left joystick over here will control the turret functions. This will be the left and right turret, the cycle elevation, and firing. The tank ignition is right here. And, of course, we got the machine guns here. And we got a trim right here. So if you guys aren't driving straight, you can trim it wherever you need to do. Now, back to the tank here. We have an upgraded 3-watt speaker. So this thing is very loud, with a nice protective grill over it, so you don't have to worry about scratching it or tearing it open. We have the new smoke units here. And of course, the exhaust is functional. So when it does smoke, it'll come right out of here, out of the exhaust. Now, another feature that this Tiger one also has is adjustable idlers here and here. What these two screws do is they're actually connected to a rear torsion bar, which is kind of hard to see. Here we go. It's this bar right here that runs across, and this is the screw that runs up. And what this does is it allows you to change the position of this rear idler wheel back or forward. And what that does is it changes the track tension. So if you guys like, tracks that kind of sag, as you guys can kind of see there, it sags just a little bit. Depending on how you like your tank, this one's actually a little firm. Here's my Tiger here. If you guys can see a little bit more, this is a little bit saggier or loose. You don't want to run them too loose because then your tracks will actually slip off with the drive wheels here. And you don't want to run them too tight because that puts too much stress on the gearboxes. So there's kind of a fine line that you'll learn. It's kind of hard to really mess it up. If you're skipping gears, then obviously you've got it too loose. And you'll be able to see the strain on the gearboxes. When you let off the throttle, it just instantly stops, kind of thing. Now we've also got, this is our battery connector here. So we can just toss them in. I'm not gonna strap them in or anything. Okay, and now the tank is ready to go. Now, on your Tiger here, we've got your main power switch here, your smoke unit switch here, so you can turn that off and on as you wish. And also the volume is right here. Now this may look like odd places to put the hatches and switches and stuff, but the thing is when you put this upper hole back on, the switches are available underneath the hatches. So you can do what you need to do, you can adjust your volume, and so and such from there. Okay, so back off with the hole. Okay, so now that we've actually hooked up the battery, our next step is going to be to connect the wires that we disconnected. Okay, so we've got this big wire here, which is going to go to our upper hole, and that's going to go right there. Very easy. Okay, now this next one is our airsoft recoil wire. I will do another video on that will actually show you where exactly every single thing goes, what it does, when to hook it up, when not to hook it up, and such. But the airsoft will use this middle slot on the inside. Here, grab the motherboard. So when you're looking at the motherboard this way, okay, so our power is going to be up here, and then our motors are here. This is the upper hole connector. Okay, we're going to be sticking it into this middle 5-pin slot right here. This is on the inside. Okay, now the far two right pins, that's going to be, of that 5-pin slot anyways, is going to be where this guy is going to be hooking into. So it'll look like that. Okay, so you'll still have 3 open pins right there in the middle. Now, when you use the infrared, you won't have that kind of issue. Both the slots are used, but this is just the recoil. If you guys decide that you don't like the tank actual recoil on the tracks, you can pull this and that will stop the recoil in the tracks, but it will also kill the sound as well. So you'll still be able to fire, you just won't have the sound and the recoil in the tracks from that shot. Let's go ahead and hook this guy up. Alright, now he's ready to go. Now the upper hole is as simple as fitting in the guide slot right here in the front, making sure the rear hole lines up, and pressing down. And that's it. So we're locked in and ready to go. Now, as this Tiger waits for us, we're going to show you here, you have an LED blinking light. Pretty much what this means is the tank is waiting for some kind of response. It's saying, I have power, there's nothing going on. So, of course, my transmitter is not going to come with any batteries, but my magic transmitter over here does. So, we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to bind the tank while I'm at this. So, first thing you need to do is make sure you got some batteries in here. Next, we want to go ahead and press this one away from you, and this right here towards you. Okay, so if you guys can see, away from you, towards you. Okay, and what this does is it sets the transmitter into bind mode, so that when you turn it on, you get that blinking light. That's what we're looking for. That means this thing is looking for the tank when it starts up. Now, the tanks are pretty easy. Every time they start, they will always look for a bind, so you don't have to worry about it. But the issue with the tanks is that you only have about 5 seconds to turn on your transmitter before it goes back to the set code that it was matched to beforehand. So what we'll do is turn the tank off, and we'll turn the transmitter off here. Okay, push this back so you guys can see. Now what I'm going to do is turn on the tank and the transmitter at the same time. Okay, so now we've got my blinking light here. Okay, now it went solid, so that means that it's done. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll press this toggle switch away from you, and now you're done. So the bind is complete. Now you won't get an acknowledgement from the tank saying that the bind is complete, but the best way to test it is just go ahead and hit the ignition switch and listen to the tank. So that's how you bind and start your tank. And then, of course, make sure you always turn your tank and transmitter off when you're done. There are a few people that do forget to turn off the tanks. Now, if you guys noticed, when the tank was connected, the light went solid. When the light is solid, it actually means it is ready to drive. After we killed the ignition, once again, the tank went back to blinking mode, saying, hey, I'm waiting for a response, let me do something. So this is the introduction to Taigen Tanks. I'm Eric, and if you guys need me, you can get a hold of me either through the website or you can call IMAX Model Company. I'm available from 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. Thank you very much, guys.